What's going on, Born for Sports? We are one day away from a great old-time rivalry that will be rekindled starting tomorrow. Knicks, Heat, semifinals. Doesn't get no better than that, man. You know, us Knicks fans like myself who go back to the 90s. I've been a Knicks fan since 1990. And, you know, the Knicks and Heat have been one of our best rivalries, one of the best rivalries in NBA, period, around that time. You know, from the late 90s into the early 2000s, you know. So, you know, the Heat have won a few championships since that time, and the Knicks went to the doldrums after that. So a lot of the times, you know, these Knicks fans in the last 10, 15 years, they really don't understand really how deep this rivalry is. You know, the Knicks actually were 3-1 at that time in the playoffs against them. It all started with Pat Riley. He was with the Knicks, took them to a finals. You know, had a divorce with the Knick brass. Went to Miami, went to Alonzo Mourning, P.J. Brown, Mashburn, of course Tim Hardaway, you know, Dan Marley, all those guys out there. You know, and you know the Knicks had success against them. They were 3-1 in the playoffs at that time, and you know. There was that one time, the 97 team, you know, that brawl that we all know, that crap NBA rule about leaving the bench, even if you're not doing anything rule, that cost us that series. We were up 3-1. And, of course, that little fight between Charlie Ward and P.J. Brown. And then people left the bench just standing and watching and stuff. And they hit us up, and they won the last 3 games to win that series. But long story short, this is a great rivalry, and I'm glad it's back. You know, Knicks Heat doesn't get no better than that. Now, I'm going to talk about this game and this series, you know. I look at this series like this is a good Heat team. They're a veteran team. You know, they're a team that knows how to win in the playoffs. You know, they got Jimmy Buckets. We all know Jimmy Buckets. He turned it to another level in the playoffs. And, you know, they're a good team, greatly coached. Spoelstra's one of the best coaches in the last 6 years, 6, 7 years, 8 years, if you want to go there. You know, so this won't be easy. This is not going to be an easy series, you know, but it's going to be an old school series, This series is not going to be for the fan that wants to, you know, the millennial fan wants to say, oh, I want to see 130 points a game. No. This is going to be old time basketball, physical ball, physical team. Both teams are good defensively. You know, we all know what the Miami Heat brings defensively. The Knicks are a good defensive team. We have Tom Thibodeau. We have Spoelstra. These are good teams. These are good defensive, physical coaches who want their teams, to play that style. But I just look at this series like the Knicks have more talent on this rosters between the two. You know, and I got a lot of respect for Jimmy Butler, you know, because of the way he turns up in the playoffs. But if you break down the rosters, man, I feel like the Knicks have a little more, man. I do. The only question is, will Julius Randle be healthy enough to be a factor in this series after re-injuring that ankle in the last game against Cleveland? That's about it, you know. You know, they got Bam over there. He's a solid player. You know what I'm saying? They got, you know, Matt Strus is a player I do respect. He plays hard, and he hits a lot of clutch outside shooting. You know, the Heat are not a great offensive team. They're not a great three-point shooting team, but that guy, him and Martin, they seem to hit clutch shots, especially Mr. Strus. So the Knicks are going to have to game plan. Jimmy's going to get his. I would imagine it'll be pretty much the same as with Donovan Mitchell in the last series. You know, we'll have Hart on him, you know, for the most part. You know, Grimes should be playing, but I still feel Hart needs to start. This team is a different team when he is in the starting lineup. And I think Grimes, this is a physical series coming off that shoulder injury. Let him come off the bench, man. Let him come off the bench. He wasn't really doing much in the last series when he was playing. Let him find his footing that way. Hart should be the starter. So I hope Tibbs doesn't screw that up. So, you know, I think this is a good series to see where we are at. And the Knicks are going to win this series. I do. Our bench is better. You know, on paper, our bench is better, man. They are. You know, they are. That's a good team over there, and they're well coached, and they're going to be ready. So the Knicks are going to be ready. This is not going to be an easy series. I'm not saying that by the stretch, but I do think the Knicks have a little more, and I'm predicting the Knicks to win in 6 games.